Excuse me, I think you dropped something. My heart. Hold on, oh, you got it too fast. What's your name? Mohammed.
Shorty a little body.
Are you going shopping?
Yes, I'm coming with my boyfriend.
Oh. How long you know him?
Long enough.
Okay, alright. Take it as a compliment then.
The more bills a woman pays by herself, the less attractive men become. Because she's now so independent that all she's worried about is taking care of her family and leveling up. To her, a man has no place in her life because he's not bringing anything to the table but headaches and wasted time. Yes, she's in her masculine energy, and that's not gonna change until a real man steps up to the plate and takes some of that weight off her shoulders.
Because he is anyway so chivalrous.
शिवलरस कितना प्यारा वर्ड है ना ये, इतना ही प्यारा इसका मीनिंग भी है. ये मैन के लिए यूज किया जाता है मोस्टली, और उन मैन के लिए जो जेन्युइनली रिस्पेक्टफुल होते हैं, प्रोटेक्टिव होते हैं एंड वेल मैनर्ड होते हैं. For example, he was chivalrous enough to help the new student feel included. Now do tell me in the comment section, do you know someone who is chivalrous?
You know, and it's funny that these modern women say that a man has a sellout. Because, say for instance, modern women aren't really ever fully into man. They're just not, right? It don't matter if the man is rich, even for the 6 foot, 6 figure, 6-pack, they're never really fully into that man. So a man can say, hey, I feel like I want a man who initiates. Okay, cool. I feel like I want to go over here. I want to do this. I want to do that. What are you thinking? Fantastic plan. She might put that in the group chat. In the group chat, which is a bunch of women, a lot of times who ain't got no man, just single and lonely. Oh, do you really want to go there? Does he really respect you if he's going to do X, Y, and Z? Oh, I don't know, girl. And then that's when you start acting stupid. You go back to him talking about, I don't know if I really want to go there anymore. And then you try to upsell him on another restaurant, or you try to hold your guns and try to do something stupid to where you try to make him chase you, make him guess, make him grovel, and you fool around and you get broken up with because you let your stupid friends get in the way of you going out and having a nice night.
This is how women shoot their shot. They don't, okay? That's the joke. They really don't go and just approach a man and just are like, hey, like, wow, I thought you're really hot. Like, they're not gonna say that, but they're gonna give you some indicators of interest, right? So if they see you, they might be playing with their hair, right? They might be scratching on their skin. They might be, you know, fidgeting with something because they're a little nervous that you're there. They might get close to you and then turn their back on you, right? Or they might be smiling.
When a man is disrespected by a woman in communication, he shuts down. And he'll do two things. He'll either shut down or escalate, and then he can resort to physical force, which never should, or verbal, and he can't out-talk the woman. We can't out-talk her, guys. Forget it. We have physical power as our means of protection, all right, and response. What do they have? Verbal power.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. And what modern women are not understanding is that they keep on asking for a good man. Why can't I find a good man? Where is a good man at? Yada, yada, yada. A lot of these men be standing right in front of your face. They'll always be there. And you get comfortable with the man always being there. You start taking the man for granted. And then one day he realizes, me being here doesn't really mean anything to her. Me giving her all of these things doesn't really mean anything to her. She doesn't appreciate what I'm doing. Why am I still here? So then when he actually leaves and he don't come back, all of a sudden you're confused because the man is finally choosing himself. The man is finally choosing peace versus messing around with you. And the window that you had to do right is all of a sudden closed. And y'all don't understand, good men can get tired too. They get tired getting disrespected, and a lot of times it might not necessarily be, oh, I was outright disrespecting him, calling him crazy to his face. But just the fact that you don't appreciate anything that he does, I never get a thank you. never get any cards from you, nothing ever, for literally decades. And you expect me to keep on doing that with no appreciation? That's a you problem.
Don't be nervous, Marla.
I am. I'm super nervous.
Why?
'Cause I'm with you, you know?
Me too.
Yeah? I feel like I gotta perform when I'm with you. You know? Like, I gotta be the best, you know what I mean?
Instead of challenging her frame and saying, no, of course I'm not nervous. Why would I be nervous? Notice how he instead exaggerates it and says, of course I'm nervous. I have to be because I feel like I have to perform when I'm with you. He's jokingly putting her on a pedestal, but she feels the tease and the flirtiness underneath it. What's great about this is that it allows you to be directly romantic in your verbals. Like, oh, I get nervous around you. I feel like I have to impress you, but you're doing it in a joking way. So it doesn't come off as try hard, nice guy, or cringe. Common approach to get my 3-step formula for meeting women in person.
Never text a man that ignores you, okay? Because let me tell you this from a man's perspective, okay? If he's not answering your messages, that's your answer right there. And yes, I understand. You want to make sure he's still there. You want to make sure he still cares. But his silence is your answer. Ask yourself, why am I reaching out to him? Is it to prove that I matter? Is it to remind him of my worth? It is not your job to remind a man that you exist.
I think modern women don't really understand that. They're so disrespectful in a lot of these situations. It's extremely disrespectful. Why would a man come up to me? Why would a man approach me? It's because there's a great chance that the man is going to get disrespected for whatever reason. Now, I think most men will say, if that's something that I did, that's on me. I gotta understand it, right? Because that's something I did. I need to fix that. But if I'm coming up to you acting like I have some sense, if I'm approaching you with respect and dignity, why are you still trying to clown? Why are you still trying to act a fool? If I'm doing what you asked me to, well, approach me like this, say this, you know, you just kind of, you don't have to change who you are, but, you know, kind of understand the situation and read the room. I feel like it shouldn't take you reading the room for you to understand that people don't like to be disrespected and made fun of. But this is what modern women will do. A man will read the room, approach you how he's supposed to approach you, and then instead of saying and being graceful, which is, you know, what you're supposed to be doing as a lady, instead of being graceful and gracious about the interaction, even if you really don't like him or take to him or fancy him, instead of being gracious to him, you're disrespectful and you're laughing in his face and you're posting him online. What type of loser does that?
Call the shots, make the move. Yeah, women want you to be the leader. Anytime a woman is being indecisive, like, have you guys ever experienced a woman will punish you for letting her have a choice? Basically, if you give her some choice to be made, she will like punish you by deliberately taking ever to decide, right? They don't want to decide. They want you to decide. They want to empty their brain. They want to turn their brain off. What if I log out of this and I log into a different TikTok? That's what I have to do.
Don't be a simp.
Yeah, I mean, I need a bit more of an explanation. Like I guess women deserve less is like if you're saying, you know, you're just bending over backwards.
It's not rocket science, man. What I'm saying is men need to be more protective of their time, energy, and money and resources, and not just give it up and not just like, you know, simp for a girl and put her on a pedestal, because what ends up happening is you lose attraction. Women don't respond favorably to men that look at them as an equal or worse yet, a guy that pedestalizes them.
I don't think that
she should be pedestalizing you. That's when it works. She needs to be chasing your affection. You need to be the prize. And obviously for you to become the prize, you need to get in the gym, you need to make money, you need to become competent, you need to be able to be charming, charismatic. So that's what I'm saying.
A lot of these modern women are going to have to understand that you're going to have to start taking some sort of accountability and facing some sort of consequence for your actions, right? A lot of these modern women get out here and they want to cut up. They want to act crazy. They want to do their thing, want to act silly. But then when the consequences come around, which by the way, whenever that happens, a man in a lot of these situations has to be accountable for the things that he's doing. But a woman, you hear from her, I'm just a girl. I didn't even know. I thought that, this would, I don't know what happened. But can you fix it as the man? No, I'm not going to continue to fix your problems. At some point in time, this is what men are looking for. At some point in time, I want you to see the error of your ways. Nobody is perfect. That much is true. But I want you to stop behaving in this pattern consistently, where you continue to put me in a bad spot. And I got to deal with your consequences because you were acting stupid. I'm not trying to disrespect you, but you went out there and ran your mouth. And now you want me to fight this guy. This guy's 6'3", 250. And you want me to go over there and get knocked out, get knocked over a bar, get knocked into an alcohol shelf or something like that. You want me to go out, man? Come on, dog.
Excuse me? You're proud of causing issues in someone else's... Why? Why would you be proud of that? Also, you do realize if your name causes issues in someone else's relationship, it's probably not directly related to you, right? That relationship was probably already struggling and you just amplified some of their issues. And this weird power trip you get, I mean, there's no hobby you would rather be doing. Like, you should be embarrassed posting this. And it really makes you feel good that you probably make the woman in that relationship feel badly about herself. Like, do you even know this woman? Do you even have a reason to make her feel like, really? Are you really that insecure about yourself that you have to feel good about something like this? Just leave that couple alone. Let them have their relationship, good or bad, and mind your own business.
He told me that if I were to leave him, that he would hurt himself.
That man can't live without you.
He's been calling me fat.
Fuck it.
He's been telling me I need to lose weight. And he's telling me what I can eat.
It's giving personal trainer. That's what I was thinking.
It's personal trainer.
He got so mad yesterday, he punched a hole through my door.
Ooh. Okay, Superman.
Right.
He must be really strong.
He is.
He must be really strong. This guy, right? He has no car, no job, and he doesn't even have any money. I love that.
So he's like not materialistic.
Yeah, all he needs.
I think modern women get in the habit of asking about good men and how you can find them. But I think, if you really are actually honest with yourself, you understand that the good man in a lot of situations was really always there. He's right in front of your face. It's just that a lot of times you don't want to acknowledge it. I've seen street interviews, and you obviously see it in your life where a woman will be describing a man, and the man that she's describing will be right there beside her. Well, I'm looking for this. Oh, but he's a friend and I can't. And she will sit up there for years on end, decades even, mess around with the people that she's not supposed to be messing around with, knowing that these guys are doing her dirty. And then at the end of it, want to go back to the man that's been standing beside her for the last 5-10 years and want him to be like, okay, yeah, I've been waiting on you. I mean, you don't think that's disrespectful? No, because I was at a different time in my life then. Y'all got to learn, because y'all be doing it in y'all's life when a job comes, or when a networking opportunity comes, or when somebody says, hey, I want you to get into this business. Okay, I'll do it. And whether it works out or not, y'all jump into it and it don't work, and y'all try it again and it don't work, and y'all try it again and it don't work again. Y'all are getting to all this other stuff. Y'all get tied down to all this other nonsense. But when it comes to the man that you're supposed to be with, oh, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Why don't you just go out to coffee with him just to see where you're at? I don't know. It might ruin some stuff. And the stuff that you ruined, going and messing around with everybody else, now you want him to fix it. Interesting.
Men are not people. They actually, from a genetic standpoint, XY chromosome. A Y chromosome is an incomplete X chromosome. It's the reason why men are born with nipples, because we all start as a female template. I believe that we should do more of our medical research on women's brains and women's bodies because that should be the standard. And how men have just been able to make it seem like society is full of these animalistic creatures that women need to cater to. F you. I'm done with it.
Who dumped you, honey? Ooh, somebody got dumped or something, right? I mean, you don't have like this rage-filled psychotic episode unless something happened, right? And we all know as women that, you know, if a relationship goes, I felt like maybe someone cheated on something, went down, and mama got hurt and mama got mad.
I think the part that nobody wants to say out loud, or modern women don't really want to say out loud, is that, you know, their choices really do have consequences, right? And even though you're thinking that men are obligated to rescue you from those choices, the fact of the matter is they're not. A lot of these modern women go out here and they choose a stable guy last. They put him as, you know, last place, last position. Oh, I'll get to him later. And they go out there and choose a guy that they want to have fun with, right? You're choosing to delay commitment. You're going to want that stable guy to come up, that good guy, that good man to come up and be a provider for you a little bit later on. They say, I'll get to you down the road, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. And a man, an actual man that's like, he's got a backbone, he's going to say, no, you chose to ignore me. You chose to disrespect me. Well, how was I disrespecting you? I was always nice to you. I was always cordial with you. Right. But you and I, we had a lot of talks, and you knew what was up. You knew I liked you, and I know you like me. But you got to talking to your friends, and Dante or Draymond or Jack or John came into town, and you just couldn't take your eyes off them. You just couldn't leave them alone. And so you said, I'm go down the road, Tim. I'm going to focus on these brothers right here. I'm going to focus on this dude right here. Let that man sweep you off your feet and do a little bit more than sweep you off your feet. Turn you upside down, flip you out a window, all that other stuff. And then at the end of the day, you're like, oh, well, you know, I'm ready to sit down, ready to settle down, ready to find a seat somewhere, have a baby. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's when accountability and consequences going to hit you square in the face. You was out there playing around. And now you want Tim, the good guy, to come save you. Absolutely not.
If a girl does this, never speak to her again. This situation happens sometimes, and guys oftentimes don't see it for what it is. If a woman wants to take a break with you, or she leaves you for another guy, essentially, never speak to her again. Do not try to get her back. Do not allow her to put you in her friend zone by continuing to help her with things in hopes that she'll change her mind and you'll still be around. Simply accept that she's moved on. She's no longer interested, because I am telling you guys, even if she changes her mind at some point, it'll be temporary, meaning she's just going to put you through it again, and then she's going to dump you again. And in the meantime, for the entirety of that relationship, or whatever you want to call it, she is not going to respect you. And that is the worst part, because you'll be stuck in this cycle of wanting to prove yourself time and time again, and she's going to tell you how unworthy you are as a person. By the time you come out of that type of relationship, you're going to have to stay single for 3 or 5 years just to recover from it. That's why you just got to close the book while you can and save yourself the hassle.
You want to know how I know chivalry? I just loaded up all of this. It's a pop-up cart. Comes in like 4 pieces. That middle one, heavy. I just loaded all that up. A little bruise, a little cut. I think like 10 men walked past me. Not a single one offered to help. And I was struggling. I'm strong, I'm capable, I've loaded and unloaded this before, so I can do it. Granted, would I like to be asked if I need help? Yes, I would. So yeah, then you wonder why.
And I don't think, you know, modern women understand that, you know, a lot of these men have watched what, you know, a marriage has done to a man, how it completely, and we talk about divorce a lot, right? You know, divorce does a lot. It takes a lot from you. And so you see a lot of men deciding, hey, you know, peace is a lot better option. It's less riskier. You know, I see my dad paying child support, even when he's taking care of us this whole time. I see my brother paying child support. I'm paying child support, and I only see my kid 2 weekends out of the month. I lost my house. I lost my peace messing around with this woman. When you watch that happen to your friends and your family, and especially when that happens to you, you start doing things differently. You start thinking differently. You start saying, okay, you know, it's not about fear. It's about, okay, is this the best position for me? Is this the best possible outcome? Because like I started to say a minute ago, you have, even in marriage, modern women like to say how they lose themselves. But how many men have checked out in marriage? How many men have lost themselves in marriage because the wife don't listen? Oh, you just here to do what I want and be a good man and be a gentleman and do exactly how I tell you to do and act exactly how I want you to act. And men really have no say so. Once again, I've heard a couple of guys say it with a straight face like it's supposed to be something that makes sense. Oh yeah, you should be okay with being the last priority. Why? Pay the bills here. I should be the first priority. Well, yeah, you know, you got to serve your wife and your kids. I get it. I understand it. But in no way, no shape or form should somebody that's doing the most work in the house be put last place. Absolutely. If it was a woman that was happening to, then people would be rioting. Modern women would be rioting. Oh, you need to give her some respect, and she's doing more work than you. Be rioting because she's doing more work than you. But all of a sudden, when a man does more work, that's what he's supposed to be doing. You don't get a cookie for that. You don't get any praise or any more respect for that. You don't get any love for that. Interesting. And you say you want me to propose to you. You say how much you want the wedding to cost. You say how much you want a ring to cost. Really? Absolutely not.
Hi, my name is Ralph Albert Francis. My friends like to call me Raph. I spotted you from across the room and I saw how beautiful you were. So I decided that by the end of the night, I will have your name, number, and home address. Possibly your social security too.
Boom! Baby, you are the bomb! Okay, so I saw you from across the room and I was like, that is a cutie with a booty. And you're smelling fruity. Check this out, baby. You give me your name and number, and I give you this cucumber. I hope you scared of white, cause they ain't having it black. Give me your damn number. What's your name? What's your name? I tell you, give me your number and your name.
You do not care about fat people's health. Pretending like you do, okay?
Okay, but what exactly is that theory based on?
Because if you actually cared, then you would do research.
A lot of individuals that actually speak on these subjects have done their research. That's why they encourage those that are overweight to not be so.
You would learn about fat phobia, learn about colonization.
But you know what's going to be a good take when they bring colonization into it?
Learn about the history of why fatness is demonized in our culture.
It probably has something to do with the fact that a person being overweight tends to make them more prone to more health issues. But what do I know?
Have you never seen the statue of fertility? Have you never seen works of art throughout history?
I should point out that at the time those works of art were made, being overweight was a sign that someone had surplus. They were wealthy. They were privileged. But a lot of people don't want to mention that.
Me and my fat are gonna be over here looking hot as fuck. And I'm healthier than you.
Sure.
That's what really bugs me, y'all. You don't know how healthy I am by looking at me. Period. End of story.
No, that's in part true. Being overweight doesn't necessarily make a person unhealthy. However, the likelihood of that person developing conditions which will make them unhealthy in the future is much higher.
Why do women have to prove their value, but men just have to show up?
I think it's the opposite. I think men have to prove their value, and a woman just has to show up.
It depends on who you asking.
No, I think if you're pretty, you could get access to the parties, to the invite only, to the private yachts, to the billionaires club, just because they want to have you in the room. Now, we know what they want you in the room for, but if you're smart, you don't go for it. You work the room so that they invite you directly after. Whereas men got to earn the money, have the job, get the accolades, do the achievement in order to even almost have access to some of the things that she gets.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually feel like beautiful women get much more opportunities than men do.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think?
It just depends on who you're asking.
Personally, I don't know the answer. I just feel like for me personally, I think that as a woman, I get more opportunities than a man because I think that men want me to be in the space, but they don't expect me to come with the character or the work ethic that I come with. And that's what keeps me in the room. What I look like might get me to the room, maybe if I know somebody, but what I'm built by or built of is what keeps me in the room.
Miss Independent. I'm just done.
So the other day I posted a video of me getting an oil changed by myself. And now today my car won't start. It just sucks being out here by yourself with no support system. So I do know one person in Tampa, a friend Gil. He's on his way. So it's just gonna be us two girls trying to figure this out.
Wow, too good. That's crazy.
Can love you, and then it's
That independent lifestyle, I'm gonna move on before I say so much. Miss Independent, hey, if you're independent, you gotta do it yourself. Let me say that. Let's go to the next one. It is what it is.
What up, so boom. Walking away restores respect. If someone refuses to communicate, if someone's being disrespectful, politely walking away is the only answer. It increases respect, attraction, and love. It forces the other person to communicate in a healthy way, to feel the consequences of their disrespect, and to treat you better. This should only be done if someone's being disrespectful, they're always angry and yelling, or they're always silent and they never want to talk about anything. Walking away is needed when it promotes connection, not manipulation. If you do it out of manipulation, people will recognize it and lose respect. If you walk away because it's the right thing to do, it increases the respect. People will finally calm down or open up because they do not want to lose the other person. They start to miss their presence. Your presence is a gift. So when someone's acting inappropriately, sticking around rewards the behavior. Walking away allows people to come correct and have healthy communication. It allows people to open themselves up to healthy love, because healthy love is rooted in respect. Burning desire, attraction is rooted in respect. So walk away if you need to. Do not stick around and reward what is unhealthy. Communicate as needed and promote connection, not manipulation. The goal is healthy love, and sometimes walking away is the answer. Watch my YouTube videos for more. Join my Discord, Drizzle.
You trying to cry in New England or New Orleans? What you doing? Yeah. You trying to cry in Nissan or Rari? What
the f is wrong with you? You'd rather be a than take a trying to have you ask this girl.
Acting out because she wants a commitment and you're not giving it to her fast enough. She's not acting out because she wants a ring. She's not acting out because she wants the wedding and the marriage. She's not acting at all. That's who she is, and it is who she will remain. Do not marry a woman who does not give you any peace in the house that you're expected to pay most of the bills in.
Guys, it's dangerous out there. You see, most of these ladies you are dating, they are dating more than 2-3 boyfriends. You are not the only one. Always protect yourself. Don't feel too comfortable. Don't think because you've been dating this person for more than a year, so you let go of your guard and not protect yourself.
If you were to ask any man, would you marry a woman who was not going to cook for you, clean for you, on demand, have as many kids as you want, would you marry her? 99.9% of them will say no, because that's the whole point of, in their minds, that's the whole point of them getting married, is I want somebody that's going to serve me and be submissive to me. That's the point. So that's why it's crazy when women are shocked. They're like, I'm doing all of this by myself. And it's like, we tried to tell you, like, this is why they married you. This is why they got on their knees, gave you a ring, and gave you a nice wedding or whatever. You know how we always say the wedding day is for the woman, but the marriage is for the man.
For the man, yeah.
So good luck. But you may get lucky and find a decent guy that actually sees everything as a partnership. Of course they exist, but I mean, finding one, good luck.
I never once said to that, oh, well, what you won't do the next, where is he at? Where? You know how much work and how much I had to put in for that? Do the he's doing? Ain't just out here just doing that. Like,
you talking that
nah,
bro. Like, bitches think that happen like,
But a nigga gotta actually like you, first of all.
Yeah.
I could fuck with Future, and she could fuck with Future, and Future did way more for her than he ever did for me. Why? Because he actually liked that. I was cool, but I like this one. So don't trick off on who they like the most.
Yeah.
She like you, and some ain't likable.
Ooh.
I'm one of them people. I ain't, a lot of people don't be liking me. It's cool. It's okay.
Why you say that? It's what you thinking.
I'm talking about as far as like females.
They might do. They just don't know you.
I don't know, because in them comments, they be not liking me.
So another thing that men are not taught is that you have to proactively find your wife over and over and over again. She had a baby, you got a new wife. Y'all have a second baby, you have a new wife. A parent passed away, you have a new wife. When y'all moved, you have a new wife. A job change, you got a new wife. So yeah, it's gonna take a while to be able to synthesize all those versions that you observed over the years to finally zoom in on the core of who she is. Because values change, beliefs change, character can shift and change, love languages change, right? So it's really the goal. When men feel like the goalpost is moving, it's because it is. It really is. We are moving the goalposts, right? We have talking about hormonal fluctuations. You have 4 different versions of a woman in 1 month, right?
Well, I guess. How much she costs? We already said allowance $50K a month.
Literally, she's not joking.
What do you mean literally? She's not joking. That's my price, huh? 50K.
I genuinely feel bad for this man. There are men out here dealing with it. Rich, poor, in between. There are men out here who are with women who will never respect them. All they care about is the paycheck. All they care about is the status of being with that person. He messed up. He messed up big time. It's finding a woman who has Jesus Christ in her heart, and you'll be able to tell very quickly if she does or doesn't. And I'm telling you, I know there's men out here that will argue with it, but I can tell you that a woman of God is going to respect you. She's going to care about you. She's not going to care about the money, man. Money is a part of life for sure. It's nice to have money. And of course it is. It's a good thing for a man to have money, but I can tell you that when she is using you for your money, that's a completely different situation, man. Providing for your family and doing what you need to do to, make sure that they have a good life is so important. But do not stay with women who do not care about you. Find a Proverbs woman, a woman who puts God first and you second. Who cares about your feelings, who cares about what you got going on in your life, who cares about your businesses in a good way, not a bad way, who wants you to succeed, man. You, not the business, you.
Unpopular opinion, men are the prize. Think about it. Women generally want relationships, marriage. In order to get that, specifically from the man we want, we have to wait for the guy to ask us something we want. Now, we used to be more of a prize. In order to get, they had to be committed to us. We had the leverage then. Now we don't. Back in the day, if you wanted this, you gotta put a ring on it. And the majority of women were united on that front. Now women give away their prize like it's nothing. If I don't, she sure will. It's given away without any commitment. Shoot, we're giving men babies that aren't even committed to us. So what men want from us is no longer a prize like it used to be. It's a dime a dozen. Now women are throwing it at men in hopes of getting a commitment. And there's only a certain amount of men that women really want. It's a jungle out there. Though today it seems like they're more of a prize than we are. Because is abundant. Committed relationships, not so much. But what do you guys think?
That's your video.
Meine Powerbank im Arsch.
Okay, so everyone in the comments is mad at this man, but I've watched this like 5 times and I still don't see what he did wrong. So let's watch it back in slow-mo while I read some of the comments. He pushed her. May this love never find me. What? He was literally grabbing her by the shoulders to try to stabilize her. He never pushed her. Run away, girl. What makes you think that she can run away from a man? She can't even outrun the tiniest current of water. Genuinely, what was he supposed to do? Make the water freeze? I genuinely don't even know what everyone is freaking out about. Are they not both to blame? Like, did they not both go right up to the tip of the beach holding power banks and purses fully clothed? What is this, their first experience with planet Earth? Is this their first time seeing an ocean? And even if it is your first experience with an ocean, I'm sorry, common sense? Hello? Like, I'm not gonna drag the man here. I'm dragging everyone, which is easy to do apparently. The tiniest little wave in the world could do it. This is dumb and dumber, and dumbest being the entire comment section. This couple, 0. Another point to Darwinism.
Cam Newton can't say it because Cam Newton is a man. I am a woman, and I am trying to tell you, if you have multiple children by multiple men, for whatever reason that may be, you lower your market value, meaning the odds of a high value, high earning masculine man are now lower. Granted that it doesn't sound right saying, oh, you lose your value. You do. You lose value. And nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to tell the truth, because then what happens? Women uproar and they say, oh my God, you're hurting us. That's bad for the culture. No, what's bad for the culture is us raising our daughters to be the type of women that think it's okay for us to be promiscuous and get baby mama left and right. Yeah, that's what's wrong with our culture. That's the problem. So no, Cam, I'm with you 10,000%. You can retract your statement if you want to. I'm not retracting the statement. You absolutely will lose value if you choose to be a more promiscuous woman and get baby mama left and right. I don't care what anyone says. Now, I should say, there are exceptions to the rule. Most of us are not the exception.
If I'm getting pulled over on the side of the road, right, and he doesn't know how...
I can call somebody. I'm paying for it. Don't worry about my bread. I'm not getting my clothes dirty. I'm going to pay somebody. That's you. That doesn't make me less of a man, because I'm going to throw my hands when a nigga try to touch you. You compare my manhood to a tire? I'm not traditional, but y'all want a man to milk the cow
And really, I think in a lot of these situations, what it comes down to is modern women want something, but then they want to modify that something. Right. And so you have men that'll be men. They're actually masculine. I'll pay the bill. I'll pay the bills. I'll, initiate plans and open doors and all that stuff. But then when I do that and I don't do it to your liking, then you call me controlling. Right. If I'm leading the house and I'm leading the charge and I'm making a decision, because this is what modern women like to do. They like to spend all day making a decision. And it's like it's not like we hadn't discussed it. We didn't spend all day talking about this type of stuff. But you just, give me a couple more days to think about it. Give you a couple more days. I really think I need a week. Give a couple weeks. And by that time, the opportunity is gone. Well, that's just not what God had for us. No, it was. But you just wanted to do things on your timeline. And after 4 or 5 of those things, because modern women will do that, they'll control the relationship with their indecisiveness. And then when you start to move on and do your thing, it's just something about him. He just moving when he shouldn't. And let me tell you something, ladies, when a man wants to move too fast, that's of the devil. No, it's not. The devil ain't got nothing to do with that. That's your indecisiveness. You're slothful. You're lazy. You can't make up your mind. Analysis, paralysis, whatever you want to call it. But you need to, it's not even therapy. You need to learn, start making some decisions and sticking with it. See, what happens is modern women get out here and they don't like consequences. They want everything to go smoothly. And what I'm really trying to get you to do, sir, is I'm trying to get you, if we go with this decision, you take the blame. You make it right. I want to guarantee that everything is going to work out 100%. And if it don't, you take it on the chin. Every single thing. And that's why modern women get out here and they be talking about, well, if he take you out and he don't like you, then get some property out of him. Make sure he gives you that bag. or make sure he gets you some property, or make sure he gets you a car. Do you know what you're asking, silly? You're asking a man for, you just spent 5 minutes with the man. You're asking a man for a whole property, a whole house. Are you slow? Are you slow? Are you okay, ma'am? But this is what these modern women are doing today. A man go out there, take care of his responsibilities, doing what he's supposed to be doing, and can't get the woman to move. Can't get the woman to move. I want a man to do this, and a man do all of it. I just really ain't sold. We really need to go. Oh, don't rush me. You trying to love bomb me. That don't even fit right here. Oh, well, yet see, you always trying to play on my words. Girl, go back to therapy. You're a psychopath.